Greetings and greetings, Your Majesties. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well and you love yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my subscribers. You love, celebrated, and of course appreciated. Why Africans don't grow Afro? I don't know if most of you watched that video where that African American was, giving reasons why they do not have anything in connection to Africa because they do not look like Africans. And what he is debating with is that is only Black Americans, because I don't want to call you African Americans anymore, right? Because they said you don't have anything in connection to Africa. He said is only Black Americans that grow Afro. Africans do not grow Afro. And I'm like, but before some people come out to talk, do they really sit and think? Or some stuff just come to their mind, they just come out and begin to voice it out? Or is it that they are so blinded they're so blinded with the hate that they just come up to say whatever they want to say. So these thoughts grew up in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I want us to now talk about why most of the times you see Africans with short to no beard at all, and maybe nothing on their head. Most of them go bald. They do not grow their hair so full. There is a reason why. Okay. So before then, I'm going to leave you with the video again so that maybe you understand better. So watch this video and then we come back for the discussion.
I got a question for Black Americans that think they came from Africa. Okay? Listen up. Have you ever seen an African from Africa over there with an afro and a beard? I'm waiting. No, you haven't. You know why? Because we're not from Africa. You know what I'm saying? We're not from Africa. Their hair don't grow like ours. They don't grow beards. They don't.
You know what? Come to think of it, I think he's really right. I've never seen any African with afro in my life before.
I'm telling you.
If you have seen any, I want to know. But me personally, I've never seen any African with afro on their head before. We don't even grow beard. Like, have you seen any African growing beard before? If you have any grandfather or any uncle with beard like this, they probably went for implants.
You don't know.
They paid thousands of dollars. I mean, I don't see any hair on this man's head, but then, yeah, I know what Afro looks like. We don't grow hair. Now, if you guys don't know, the whole Africa came from America. The ones who stay behind in America, they became the African American.
You get it?
And we that we came to Africa, we became Africans.
Look at my face.
And for the skin, it's just a coincidence. We don't even have a skin like them. I stand with Uncle Rakus. Kweku, stand on business. African Americans are not from Africa.
So, you hear his own reason to why he feels like Africans, Africans do not grow Afro, Africans do not grow beard, and that you in America do not have anything to do with Africa. So now, the reason why most of the times you see that some or majority of the Africans that you see most of the times have maybe short to no beard at all, and maybe their hair is so short that sometimes you think that they are bald, is colonialism. Most of you, when we talk about African history, a lot of you in America become emotional. A lot of you in diaspora become emotional, especially those who were enslaved or your ancestors were enslaved. Become emotional. You think that you were the only ones that suffered. You think that you were the only ones that, something bad happened to. And you do not really want to remember or want to put yourself in the shoes of the Africans who were left back at home. The Africans who were left back at home suffered the same way the Africans who were enslaved or taken across the waters to become whatever in Europe and America. The reason is because there's a lot of evil that Africans at home were subjected to as well. So now I'm going to take you back to the school system, the African school system. When you look at the African people, you look into the continent of Africa as a whole, you discover that in schools, when the children go to school and they have maybe their hair is grown to a particular length, they will be flogged to go back home and barb their hair. Okay? And again, in schools, the students are not allowed to keep beards. So the culture, the education right from the beginning is, you have to be shaved. Your beards have to be shaved all the time, and your hair should not be grown. Because teachers flog children in school if you grow your hair to a length or if you grow your beard. And where do the teachers learn that from? It's colonialism. For you to be a full-fledged student, an obedient one, you should always be barbing your hair. For you to be a full-fledged student and an obedient one, you should, be barbing your beards. So when you have your beard on and your afro on, they'll say that you're looking bushy. You are looking bushy, so you're not student enough. This is why Africans, Your Majesties, Africans cannot even grow their beard and grow their hair as they should. And you see, this is now sending a wrong narrative to those in America who want to cut off totally themselves from it. In short, to them, it's a shame, it's a taboo. It's like something that has been smeared on them to have a connection with Africa. And so they'll come out and make justifications, give you reasons why you should cut yourself off. And like I told you, that very man had a lot of following. He has a lot of following. A lot of Black Americans are buying this idea. They are not Africans. They don't have anything to do with Africa. This is the idea they buy. Your Majesties. Recently, there is something that went viral a little bit in Nigeria, where there's a governor of a state who said it openly on the public news that when he caught any student in any tertiary school growing dreadlock, that student will be arrested. Now, dreadlock is being attributed to, fraud, is being attributed to all sort of evil, because to them, those who commit all this crime grow dreadlocks. So now even the dreadlock have become something that is evil, and a lot of people will run away from it. In short, before now, people have been running away from growing dreadlock. At least now you understand why a lot of Africans up until this day, in their maturity, they still living their hair as being dirty. They still living their beards as being dirty. It has been inculcated. It's like it's a mark on our psychology that when you grow your hair so full, as a man, you have your afro, you are a dirty person. Your beard is there, you're a dirty person. And I hope we now understand the reason. It's not because Africans do not have beards or do not have afro. So, with the recent happening now, like I said, a lot of persons will run away from dread. Because before now, like I told you, when I locked my hair, I had someone who was like, she was so shocked. I said, "Why are you shocked? Why are you surprised that I locked my hair? That you were so neat and kept to do that." So to that person, I'm so kept, I'm so neat to have gone for a dread. It is dirty people that keep dread. And I'm like, what do you mean? If anybody wants to be dirty, it's not the dread that makes the person dirty. If anybody wants to be dirty, it's not the afro that makes the person dirty. But for that of the afro, a lot of people, it's like you are subjected to that if you're African living in the continent. Because the European ideology that has been inculcated into the brain of every normal African is that for you to be seen as a neat person, a kept person, take it off. But then do they take off their hair? Most of the time you see their head so long and beautiful, but they tell you to take off your own. And so we cut our hair. And then we forget that this hair of ours is like an antenna. It sounds like an antenna that we tap information from the universe, from space. Okay? You know, whenever there is a sudden happening, just, I don't know if you've noticed this. When something is about to happen, or when something happens that is sudden, you see your hair rise up from on your body, on your skin. Look at the hair on your skin. It stands. It stands because an information has been sent to your brain. It collects this information and send it to your brain. This is how our hair serves us. Our hair serves as that transporter of information. And colonialism had, helped us to cut off from that connection. Okay? It has contributed to destroying that connection that originally had existed. We were created with that. That's why we have this hair. Now, when you look into some passages of, the holy books, they tell you that if you look into the story of some great persons in some passages in the holy books, there is this emphasis on do not let a razor touch their hair. But the white man came with his own message and tell you as Africans that you should always be cutting off your hair. Okay? And you keep cutting off your hair. You keep cutting yourself off from being in touch with your environment and being in touch with the universe. This is the reason why most of the times things happen. We don't know how it happened. How come this happened? How come that happened? Because we're not in touch anymore with our environment. We are not even in touch with the universe. This is the situation that we find ourselves in as the African people. So it's not that Africans cannot grow Afro. Why are we Africans if we don't grow Afro? Like, hey, how do you separate Afro and African? It's one and the same thing. And then we have this our brother who is just seriously, saying what he want to say. And I like how sarcastic Bougie was. He really anyway. What do you think? Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesty. Bye for now.